Greetings everyone, Ben here from TheVirtualEconomist and welcome to a new video. It is now well into December and the Christmas season is in full swing, meaning that we could be getting a new Smissmas update very soon. While I do know that Valve will probably never do exactly what the community wants, I wanted to make sort of a wishlist video talking about what I believe the perfect Smissmas update would be. A quick disclaimer here, I know by the title of the video it might sound like I'm trying to make this video to hate on Valve and what they've done in the past. However, I don't mean to come across that way, as I'm simply making this video to try to suggest what I think Valve should do to make the Smissmas update the best it could be. Valve is probably working hard on the update as we speak, and I feel like making a video now could even influence them as they're putting the finishing touches on their update, which would be pretty darn awesome. Anyway, the last time I made a video, even a tiny bit critical of Valve, it was met with over 2,000 dislikes, so I figure I should get that right out of the way. Alright, let's jump right on into the video. The first thing I'd want from the update is actually quite simple. Actually having a separate Smissmas update. Last year we simply got the Tough Break update, which contained some festive themed cosmetics, but honestly kinda destroyed the Smissmas tradition. I know Valve is working hard on the Pyro update, but I don't really think it should be smashed together with the Winter update. I would much rather we get two smaller updates, one for Smissmas and another one in January for the Pyro. Like I said, the update doesn't have to be huge, and Valve could save a ton of work by just implementing stuff from the community workshop. Thus, the second thing I'd want would be for Valve to add new winter-themed maps, which they can just pluck straight from the workshop. If they added around 3 or 4 of them, they could create a new Smissmas tab for casual like they did for Halloween, and they could let everyone queue up on the new maps, which would be pretty cool. While I've never been the biggest fan in the world of contracts, I know that everyone else seems to love them, and seeing the return of contracts, specifically free contracts, would be great for everyone in the Smissmas update. I don't think that Valve would have the resources to make a huge amount of new ones, but even if they made just a few new contracts for the new maps, it would give players a purpose to play during the event. Valve could also set aside maybe 5 or so cosmetics from the workshop to give away as contract rewards, so even free-to-play players could get Christmas-themed cosmetics as well as crate drops. Speaking of crate drops, the biggest and most important thing that I think everyone would love to see in the update is the return of the naughty and nice crates. Everyone loved being able to choose between festive weapons or Christmas cosmetics, and it was really disappointing when they disappeared in the Tough Break update. While I would love to see them back, I'm honestly really scared that if Valve decides to add them again, they will mess them up horribly. Remember, since the Gunmetal update, Valve turned the update formula upside down and tried to emulate CSGO, adding skins and tiered cosmetics. My concern is that they would bring back the naughty and nice crates, however along with the new CSGO features that most of the community seems to venomously hate. From what I can gather, most people dislike tiered items, and while I may not dislike them as much as some people, I honestly just think it would be better if Valve gave up on them entirely for the Smissmas update. They just cause everyone to complain, and if there's anything I think Valve needs to do, it is to show that they are intently listening to our concerns. On top of tiered items, I can safely say that 100% of people hate weapon wares. Nobody wants the naughty crate to be filled with well-worn or field-tested weapons. People just want to be able to get their festive weapons without having to worry about how ugly their new battle-scarred rocket launcher looks. If Valve does return with the naughty and nice crates, I just hope that they would keep the CSGO out of it. In the past, the unusuals were actually the low point in the naughty and nice crates, as you basically just got an unusual of whatever gen was currently active, be that a first, second, or third gen effect, and even if you opened a weapon crate, you still got a hat. One thing I actually really enjoyed about the post-gunmetal cases was that you always got hats from the crate in unusual quality, not some random steaming robo hat. Because of this, I would really like the hats in the nice crate to correspond to the new unusual unboxes, and the festive weapons in the naughty crate to correspond to new unusual weapons. However, this poses a slight problem for each crate. Let's take a look at the nice crate first. Since there's no precedent of new unusual effects, I don't really think that we need to get any new ones for the nice crate, especially after getting so many from this year's Halloween update. Plus, if they added some sweet new unusual effects, the effects would probably be limited to a select few hats, similarly to Halloween 2015 and Invasion. If they tried to do what they did this Halloween and allow all crates to unbox them, they would probably wind up being unboxed to oblivion on hats from the all-class crate, which does wind up causing loads of problems for the economy. So, honestly, I think that Valve should just treat the nice crates unusuals simply like the Mayflower or the Tough Break cosmetic case, where you can just get normal first, second, and third gen effects on hats from the crate. You could get classic effects like burning, while also being able to pull a themed Blizzardy Storm hat, which would be pretty darn awesome. The problem with the naughty crates unusuals is that unusual weapons were a complete failure. It may have been due entirely to weapon wares, but the community at large seems to dislike them. The effects are not too noticeable either, and I would worry that especially on festive weapons, they would be nearly impossible to see in the wrong lighting. But this problem prompted me to come up with an incredibly awesome solution. What if Valve added Festive Australiums instead of Unusuals in the naughty case? Everyone has been wanting new Australiums for literally ages, and honestly, it seems like another MVM update is just not coming. The Australiums could line up with the different festive items, so you get each of the new festive weapons in unique, strange, or strange Australium variants. There could also be a style on each weapon that allowed you to unfestivize them if you wanted, so you didn't have to be festive in the middle of July. Just thinking of this gave me some pretty cool ideas for the new festives. Since Valve wouldn't want to re-release any old Australiums or festive weapons, the new festive weapons would need to line up with weapons that had not previously had a festive weapon or an Australium in the past. While this does somewhat limit the amount of weapons that could be festive, the available weapons are almost entirely non-stock, which are the exact ones the community has been looking for. If you wanted to have a new festive Australium for each class, my first thought would be a festive pistol for the scout, a festive escape plan, a festive power jack, a festive loose cannon, a festive Hue long heater, a festive rescue ranger, a festive kritzkrieg, a festive machina, and a festive diamondback. Obviously, some of the classes have more options than others. For example, the heavy has almost none and the Ingi has a ton, but I really do think that the concept would be pretty amazing. As for the contents of the Nice Crate, I honestly think that there are tons of awesome cosmetics in the workshop for Valve to add. While I'm not going to go over each nice looking cosmetic, I definitely think that you guys should go look yourselves and upvote the ones you want added so you can tell Valve exactly what you want. The final, last thing that I would like to see in the update is actually more of something that I would not want to see. I do not want to see any new weapon rebalances or any strange non-Christmas related things like changing the competitive map rotation or making a hat all class. If Valve can do new maps, contracts, and crates well, there is no need to give the community something else to get upset about. All we need is a great Christmas update and honestly, nothing else. Anyway, that has just been my opinion on what would make the best Smissmas update. I'm very interested to hear your guys' opinions down below, and if you guys agreed with me or maybe wanted something else, I would definitely be interested to hear it. Anyway, until next time guys, thanks for watching.